god, hey guys, you know, it feels so weird because I need to get in the shot here. I'm literally never standing up anymore. I have a chair, so I get to chill down here all the time. I don't know why, I just felt like being up today. Gotta get this placement right so you can see my hair. But guys, today I'm here to film a review for Zenith by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings, and it's very exciting because I finally read this book. This has been a book that has been coming out for the longest time, and I'm so glad that I finally had it in my hands and now I've finally read it. And yes, I'm so keen to do this review, and guys, there is going to be spoilers in this, so do not watch if you have not read. Same as every other review that I've been filming at the moment, but I've just been wanting to talk to spoilers. So anyway, let's get into the video. I lifted the tripod up a bit. I think we're good. This is new territory because I haven't done this for a while. I get the better view of the bookshelves though, so it's like, yay. So this was a book that I was really excited for, but then the reviews started coming out, and then all the negativity of all booktubers who are friends with Sasha and know her giving this book really great reviews, and then all just general reviewers giving it shit reviews. So I was getting very concerned about this book. Like, I got to the stage where I almost didn't want to read this just because of all the negativity surrounding this and the way that everyone was reacting and talking about the book. And I honestly went into this book expecting to hate it. So I was pleasantly surprised when I actually did enjoy this book, and I've given it 4 out of 5 stars. So, you know, I enjoyed it. But this negativity really got to me during the reading experience, so it was really hard reading this book and starting it and getting into it. So about halfway through, I was getting to the point where I was just like, you know what, I actually do like this book. I don't know what's wrong with me, and I just, it was a very weird reading experience. But this really is one of the first booktuber books that we've actually seen out in the public. So everyone was going to have some weird reactions to it, but we just never even expected it to be this much. So, you know, it was a weird experience for me reading this. Like, overall with this book I did have a few issues with it, but this book did have a really good story and plot, and it's the kind of sci-fi story that I really love, with it being a space opera and the idea and the space pirates and just the different planets and the world, and it had a good level of oh my god that I really enjoyed reading this. So I found the world building wasn't enough. There was just too much going on, too many characters, and I was just like, what do you want? Like, the map helped. Every time a new place was discovered I had to keep flipping back, and I was still just like, what even? It should just be self-explanatory and it should be easy to understand, but it wasn't. And there really was too many characters in this book, and I was getting overwhelmed by all these personalities and characters that I had to try and follow. And there was so many perspectives in this book. Like, 6 is just too much. Like, I do like multiple POV stories, but when there are really little chapters and the perspectives change within these chapters, it all starts to blur, and all the characters just felt the same for me, and I was like, I don't even know who I'm reading about. This book was also kind of really slow because it didn't need to be 532 pages long. Like, what book needs to be that long as its first book, except Lady Midnight, which needs to be like 700 pages long, you know? But seriously, I don't understand it. And the fact that most of the length came from a lot of mismatched writing, because you could see the flowingness of the writing and then the snarkiness of the writing, and I'm just thinking you really need to like write it better together so it flows and it's not really disjointed, where I could really see it in so many parts of the book. And I was just like, okay, well, what even? And like the repetition of so many phrases, like, do you even know any more phrases besides the very obvious ones that everyone uses? Like, this stuff just, you know, it's the first book though, so you give him that, it's first book. I mean, Lindsay's been writing for 7 years, but Sasha's first book, so can give her that. So our main character Andy was practically a rip-off of Selena Sardothian, and I do not know if that is a good or a bad thing, because I really love Selena Sardothian, so it's kind of interesting seeing Selena running around being a space pirate, you know? Just saying though, we actually got to see Andy being a badass, and that's something I really enjoy, because most of the time you have the tough girl trope with Selena where it's like, ooh, I'm so tough and I kill people, but it's like we never see them do that. So I actually saw Andy deck someone with a key in the eyeball, and then she murdered a heap of other people, and she's just blood streaming. Like, you got to see it. She is awesome. She's got the skills, and she's badass. She lived through so much shit in her life, and I don't even know how she keeps going. Like, Kaylee was the general's daughter, and Andy was meant to protect her, and then they were having a joyride, and she crashed, and her friend died. And because of this, like, she's committed treason, and now everyone wants to find her and murder her, and the whole entire planet wants to murder her, so she's on the run. And then while she's on the run, she meets the character named Dex, and she falls in love with him, and they're fighting, and they're all happy, and then he hands her over to them, and then she's like, bitch, and tries to kill him. So now her first love and her best friend are gone and disappeared, and she's just like, what even is my life no more? I don't know. Like, Andy had to harden herself to her pain and her loss and her grief, and she had to become the bloody Baroness. I don't like it. Like, what is this? Like, oh, I'm the bloody Baronet. Like, just just be yourself. Like, what is this weird title? Like, at least Selena was just Selena Sardothien, the greatest assassin, but it's not the Bloody Baroness. Like, what is that? But she does have her crew of females who are a family, and she's got such a tight bond with them all, and it's really nice to have all this going on. I did love having this crew of females and having these really strong female friendships, but they were so much in the background that I didn't really get that much from each of them. Like Lyra, we got to know the most about how she was going to be the heir to her planet, and then she left. Twin brothers there, and a family died, and she's like blue, and she can like burn things with her skin. But the other two, Gilly and Breck, like who are they? Like they just shoot people, and that's all they do, and one of them's a giant, and one's 13. Like, you know, I wanted more about these people, but like they had to do the trope of, oh, I don't remember my past, so we just don't need to talk about that thing, you know. But you talk about so much more. Like, what is this? I really like Dex. Like, a lot of people for some reason don't like him. I love this cocky bounty hunter. Like, he's the bomb. He was an intriguing character with an interesting backstory, and I enjoyed his parts, and he added some much needed humor to this book, so I really wanted to keep reading to see more of Dex because I really enjoyed his character. I knew there was something shady about Valand. I didn't exactly know what, but 2 years is a long time to be in prison without going completely crazy and flipping sides, which is what happened. And like, really, he was the obvious choice to be someone who was going to betray everyone, because it's like, oh, the long lost prince comes back, he's suddenly okay and forgives Andy for killing his sister. Like, no, I knew something was up, and I was right. I didn't expect him to be Nor's brother though, but it sort of makes sense with Valen's father actually kidnapping Nor's mother and then taking her back and then falling in love with her, and they have a baby. Like, it makes sense thinking back on it now. Just think, I actually really like Clarence, if that's how you say her name, but Nor's mother, Claren. I loved her sections. Like, I was so intrigued, and I was like, yes, queen, you compel him, you bring this planet to the knees. And I was so on her side, but I'm not on Nor's side. So like, in the past I was just like, yeah, you can beat the whole galaxy, but now I'm just like, you gotta kill this Nor bitch. But still, I loved the mother. I think her perspectives were my favorite. But I sort of do feel a bit bad for Nor and her people and what they went through, and how so many of them are burned or missing limbs, and they have no food, and their planet's dying. Really shouldn't take control of the whole galaxy and murder everyone. Like, that's a bit too far, but I see where they're coming from. And like, literally by the end of this book, everything goes to shit. Like, Valand just goes up and stabs his dad in the bloody chest, and then Andy gets stabbed by Valand, and then everyone's running. Then Lyra, Gilly, and Brett get taken over by the Zenith stuff that Nor injects into people, and then they just feel like, my queen, I'm following you, girl. So they're all gone. Valen's like going off too, because with Nor, he's got compulsion powers. Now Andy's become the new general of the galaxy, and it's just like, what even is going on? Like, this book just ended, and I'm like, I need to know what's gonna happen. Like, I honestly don't know how this story is going to wrap up, because so much is going down and everything's happening, but they'll probably just find some way to stop this compulsion and then fix everyone, and then they'll be like, oh, we saved the planet, we're all good, we're all good. The big question is Valand gonna have a redemption arc? Because I don't know, because he really doesn't like Andy, and no one really likes Andy at the moment. But oh, just saying though, there was a love triangle sort of introduced in this book, because we've got the prior relationship with Dex, and you actually know that they've been together and in love and all that kind of stuff, so they've gone past that step, but now they hate each other. Well, she hates him and he loves her, but then Valand comes in, and he actually loved Andy when they were younger, so I was kind of like, ooh, love triangle's gonna happen, and there was really no romance. At the end, her and Dex were just like, nah, we shouldn't love each other, but I think they're gonna end up together, and Valand, you know, like stabbed her in the chest, so no relationship there. But I like that there was really no romance in this book. Like, it wasn't a main factor, so that was really good and enjoyable. But guys, that is my review of Zenith, which I never really thought I'd be filming ever. Like, this is just so surreal to be filming a review for this book, because it was great, but it had a lot of issues, but I'm still giving it 4 stars because I really did enjoy the story, even though it was a tad slow, but still, I enjoyed this, and I do recommend that people do read this book. And whoever has watched till the end, who has read this book, let me know your thoughts, because I want to know how other people feel, because there's a lot of negativity. Like, so many people are giving this 1 stars on Goodreads, and I get it, but I'm being a bit lenient here because, you know, it's their first book and it's exciting. But anyway guys, I hope you'd enjoyed this book review. Thanks for watching, I'll see you guys later. Bye!